Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to my backyard. I just figured I would, look over this way this time. I love the steam coming off the water, rising off the water. It's very cold out today. It's freezing this morning, which is very rare here in Florida. And the water is obviously warmer than the air temperature, and got this nice steam coming off of it. I just thought it looked cool at sunrise. So I got this good question here from Sapphire 36, and he wants to know about the rise and fall of Ultima Online. Says, how's it going, mate? I've been following you for a few years now on your YouTube accounts. One thing I noticed is your undying love for Ultima Online, or UO. I am not familiar with UO only from the information you've given, but really does intrigue me that a game can affect you this much. I was wondering if you could do a rise and fall of UO in your own words. I understand that it's going to be, let's see, okay, you'd like to hear the story. So, I can tell you that Ultima Online started for me way back. I started playing Ultima Online in 1997, and I played it probably through 2007. I actually still have some Ultima Online accounts, but it's not so much something that I play anymore. And, Ultima Online was very special for many things. One is that it came from a long line of Ultima games that had been coming out for many years before that really transported us into another place, another world, another time. Kind of like a good movie. When you have this great movie that you're watching and everything, and you just forget about everything else, and you're just in that movie, except you're a participant in the movie. And this was the first time, Ultima Online was the first time that we ever had an MMO. And there's some other ones out there they'll say that they were an MMO, but they were different. This was the first time that we had a big commercial success MMO. And it, the graphics, you're just kind of transported into this other world where there was risk, there was reward, you could craft things, you could build things, you could build houses, you could invite people over to your houses, you could do so many things. It was so free form. One of the really free form games these days is Grand Theft Auto. It allows you to wander all around, do all kinds of things, and interact with environments that are not part of the storyline. That's one of the really interesting things about Ultima Online. It was very free form, and it brought something else into play, which was never seen before. And that was humans. When you had played all these games and everything, you learned kind of the pattern that the NPC took, and you learned, what to expect, how it was going to attack you, what kind of moves it was going to make, and everything. And when you added other humans into the game, all of a sudden, the game became very, very different, because you never knew what to expect. You had to learn that individual person each time to know what to expect from them. And there was so many people in there that was very hard to do. You only learned a few people. And that was one of the brilliant things about the game, is adding that other element where it was human interaction that really defined kind of the storyline of the game. And it had an overall storyline, but the players made the game. And so, the rise and fall of the game, all of these games, they come up and they go back down. But, the game is still up and running, and it's still getting new patches and content. And although the development team for it these days appears to be very junior level, they're like, people who are just entering into the video game industry. That are, working as the developers on it, or they're, maybe not all of them are junior, but the last time I looked at the development team, it looked very junior to me. And I'm not saying that as an insult, I'm just saying that is, it's not pulling in the kind of money these days that warrants, a team that is, AAA, NBA style, going to make it to the Super Bowl type of, talent. And They may be that talent. It may just be their first job. I don't know. But the game kind of, they made changes over time, and I felt like some things were nerfed and other things were improved upon. And I guess that the fall of Ultima Online for me was when Richard Garriott left the project, left the game. And his vision is much different than other people's vision. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to include a link in here. Richard Garriott, or Lord British, has an announcement that is happening in just a couple of days. And he's got this website up with a countdown. And he has stated that, Lord British will walk the streets of Britannia again. And I think that we could be about to see that. Unfortunately, I've also talked with him. I've sat down and talked with Richard a few times, and we've talked about this new game that he's working on and everything. And unfortunately, there's one thing that I'm not so excited about, and that is that he stated that he was developing it primarily for mobile. And so it'll be for our tablets, and it'll be for, our phones and stuff. And I'm really kind of disappointed about that. I really hope it's for PC. Ultima Forever, EA is about to release that, and they're saying they're releasing it for iPhone, and iTunes, and that's the primary release. They're going for it first. And I'm very disappointed about that. All of these us hardcore PC people, golly, not interested in the tablet stuff. But anyway, so when he left, a lot of changes happened, and a lot of other people's vision came into play in it. And while they did a good job at what they did, their vision was different than his. Their vision was, it kept changing. Every time they'd put in new people, new leadership, the vision would change. And one of the biggest things that I remember, one of the biggest changes that I remember that happened after he left was Age of Shadows. I think it was Age of Shadows. It was a point in time where they changed the names of all of the items. It used to be that this sword here, this imaginary sword that I've got, was called like a a massive long sword of slicing. I don't remember what all the stuff was, but what it was an attribute. There was one about how much it would add to your skill level. There was stamina. There was its strength, its power, its durability, and so you could have up to 3 titles on one item. And instead of giving just number stats, it was all titles. And it was so brilliant because it really added something really special that nobody had ever seen before. Is that this weapon was, it was a durable longsword of vanquishing and everything. And, it just had all these different attributes, and it was so neat. And then they changed it to just be numbers. How freaking boring is that? I couldn't believe it when they did that. And I think that that's actually the point where they lost me, is when they changed something that was so essential to the spirit of the game. And so that to me is probably, around when I decided that it just wasn't as much fun for me to play anymore. And with everything, you get bored of it. I mean, those of you who are my age, you've had a few cars and everything, you get bored of your car, you decide you want a new car. It may not necessarily be that it doesn't run well anymore, because it may run just fine. It's just like, I'm bored of this car, I'm moving on and getting something different, or, whatever. Any of us who started out in vanilla WoW in the beginning, are you still playing? No, probably not. WoW was a long, long time ago, and there was a lot of stuff about WoW, and it was pretty cool. It still is a cool game, but you kind of wane on your passion for it and everything. So Ultima Online is still around, and so you can check it out at uo.com, and I think they have a free trial there. and you may like it. And especially if you have a computer that can't play the most high-end games, then it may be a great game for you because it'll work on your machines. So, and don't forget, so Lord British is coming out with another, or he just says he has an announcement. And so I will link to that site so you can get an alert of his announcement. And most likely, as soon as the announcement is out, I'll be making another video. Unless I'm super disappointed. Well, then maybe I'll just make a super disappointed video. I don't know. Anyway. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care. If you made it this far in the video, you may as well subscribe. That's what I want you to do. You obviously liked it well enough to watch it this far. So look at this. This is Frostmourne. This is a Runes of Magic sword. This Runes of Magic sword is one that we're giving away as second prize to one of you subscribers, just for being subscribed. That's all you have to do. Subscribe and accept our messages, or watch our videos where we draw for prizes. So this one is it's a really nice sword. It's signed by some of the American staff for Runes of Magic. And then there's the big boy here. I got it on my shoulder because it's so darn heavy. You know, the sucker is 16 pounds. Look at this. So, it's a two-handed sword here, man. This is a beautiful sword. And we're giving this away when we hit 42,500 subscribers. It could be you. So, just subscribe. That's all you have to do. We'll do videos selecting the winners, and we'll send you a message in YouTube as long as you accept it. Just make sure you accept messages from us. To do that, put us on your contact list. And you just add Marky Dragon to your contact list, and then you'll be able to get messages from us, and you'll have 30 days to get back to us when we send you a message. Or if we can't message you, you'll just be on video, and you just gotta watch the video and then contact us. So anyway, if you made it this far, you really should subscribe, and I would appreciate it. So